You know that feeling when Apple steps on stage? Lights dim, music swells, and you can almost feel the anticipation in the air? Then someone in a perfectly pressed shirt walks out, smiles, and says, "We're introducing a whole new way to control your world," with just a simple tap of your fingers, and the crowd loses. It applauds, cheers, tech. Reviewers instantly go wild on Twitter. It's Apple magic at its finest. But here's the twist no one's talking about. Samsung did it first. Yep. Long before the Apple Watch Series 9 ever existed, Galaxy Watch users were already pinching, tapping, and controlling their smartwatch without even touching the screen. So today, let's pull back the curtain on what Apple calls a breakthrough, the all-new double tap gesture, and show you how Samsung has been doing the same thing since 2021. And maybe doing it even better. By the end of this video, you'll know how to get every single feature Apple showed off in right now on your Galaxy Watch. And trust me, once you see this, you'll never look at that magical Apple keynote the same way again. Apple's grand reveal, its rewind to September, Apple's big Wonderlust event. The stage was glowing. The graphics were sleek. And the iPhone 15 lineup finally, ditched the Lightning port for USB-C. But tucked between those iPhones was something else. The Apple Watch Series 9 and the Ultra 2. At first glance, not much had changed. Same body, same crown, same band design. Then the dramatic pause, and that line that would light up headlines everywhere. We've added a completely new way to interact with your watch, introducing double tap. Cue the applause again. It looked like something out of a sci-fi movie. Just tap your thumb and index finger together twice, and boom, you can answer a call, pause your music, silence alarms, or reply to texts, all without touching the screen. It looked incredible. It sounded revolutionary, but it wasn't exactly new. Because Samsung users, they've been living in that future for years. The secret Samsung feature. Here's where things get interesting. Back in 2021, with the launch of the Galaxy Watch 4, Samsung quietly added a hidden superpower called universal gestures. And unlike Apple's single double tap, Samsung went all in, giving users a full set of motion-based controls. Here's how it works. Pinch your fingers. Move to the next item. Double pinch and go back, make a fist, select or tap. Make a fist twice. Open your action menu. You could scroll through menus, reply to notifications, control music, and even launch Bixby, all without touching the display. It wasn't just a cool trick, it was a complete hands-free control system. Meanwhile, Apple's double tap. It's clean, simple, but limited to a few basic actions. So when Apple says it's revolutionary, Samsung fans are like, that's cute. We've been doing that since 2021. How Apple's double tap works now, to be fair, Apple's engineering is brilliant. The S9 chip is packed with an advanced neural engine that can track incredibly tiny hand movements, even the micro changes in blood flow when you tap your fingers. It uses a blend of sensors, accelerometer, gyroscope, and optical heart sensors to detect the gesture, all processed in milliseconds. You can be holding groceries, cooking dinner, or running, and still answer a call mid-air. It's that smooth. But here's the kicker. Samsung's watches, powered by their Exynos chips, use similar sensor fusion tech, combining wrist motion, acceleration, and gesture recognition. The difference? Apple locks you into what they think you'll use. Samsung lets you decide what each gesture does. So while Apple says, you can double tap to do this, Samsung says, you can gesture to do whatever you want. How to enable universal gestures. All right, let's make this real. If you've got a Galaxy Watch 4, 5, 6, or Ultra, here's how to unlock Apple's new magic trick, Samsung style. Step 1, wake up your watch and head to Settings. Step 2, scroll to Accessibility. Step 3, tap Interaction and Dexterity. Step 4, select Universal Gestures and toggle it on. Step 5, follow the short tutorial and double tap the tick mark. Once it's active, a glowing yellow ring will appear on your display. That's your sign that gestures are live. Now, try it out. Pinch, double pinch, make a fist. Your Galaxy Watch instantly responds. And the best part? You can fully customize everything, from gesture functions to sensitivity to visual cues. Apple doesn't offer that level of control. At least, not yet. Real-world experience. So what's it like in the real world? Apple's double tap is smooth, classic Apple. It's limited, yes, but it feels seamless. You can tell Apple focused on perfection rather than possibility. Samsung's universal gestures, though that's pure power. It turns your entire smartwatch into a motion-controlled device. You can open apps, scroll menus, reply to notifications, play, pause music, and launch shortcuts, all hands-free. Sure, there are small quirks. If you're in Spotify, you might need to switch back to the player screen to pause music, and that yellow ring around the screen when gestures are active. Some people don't like the look, but in return, you get full flexibility. You can change the focus color, the activation gesture, and even assign double fist to your favorite shortcut. That's the kind of freedom Apple doesn't usually give you. Why this matters? This isn't just a who did it first story. It's about how they do it. Apple's genius lies in refinement. They don't invent, they perfect. When Apple finally rolls out a feature, it's smooth, simple, and feels almost magical. Samsung's strength is freedom and innovation. They give users advanced tools early, maybe not as polished, but far more powerful. So when Apple calls double tap, groundbreaking, Samsung users are just smiling because they know Apple sells the story, Samsung builds the system, and both are shaping how we'll interact with tech in the AI era. The future of touchless control here's where things get really exciting. Apple's S9 and Samsung's Exynos W1000 are both setting the stage for AI-driven wearables. Soon, your watch won't just react to gestures, it'll predict them. It'll sense when you're about to answer a call, when you're stressed, or when you're working out, and respond before you even raise your wrist. That's the future both Apple and Samsung are racing toward. A world where you don't just touch technology, you feel it. And gestures like double tap and universal control, they're just the beginning. So let's settle it once and for all. Apple may have unveiled double tap in 2023, but Samsung users? They've been living that future since 2021. 2 brands, 2 philosophies, 1 mission, to make tech disappear into your life. Because in the end, innovation isn't about who did it first, it's about who did it right. If you loved this deep dive, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell. Because here at Trove, we don't just cover tech news, we uncover the truth behind the tech. Stay tuned, because the future of wearables, it's about to get a lot more hands-free. Apple's S9 and Samsung's Exynos W1000 are both setting the stage for AI-driven wearables. Soon, your watch won't just react to gestures, it'll predict them. It'll sense when you're about to answer a call, when you're stressed or when you're working out, and respond before you even raise your wrist.